Hi, welcome to For Flow with Chloe, and today is Imbolc, and I realised I haven't used any cards from the Imbolc Oracle deck, Seasons of the Witch, yet, so seeing as it's Imbolc, it's coming out. I've also got my candle lit in honour of Imbolc, the returning light. Ignite the spark of spring and invite the lovely energy of Brigid. I've made a nice clay plaque of Brigid yesterday on Imbolc Eve. So she is the goddess of the flame and sacred wells. And you know, she's like the first signs of spring and that light returning. She's holding her little flame here at her heart. And she's all about, the fire in the belly. So we're going to take from the light seers first because, you know, light. Returning of the light, we've made it through the winter solstice, and today marks the rebirthing of the sun. So it's between it's the cross-quarterly festival that celebrates the early spring and the return of the light between the winter solstice, our darkest time, and the equinox, when we have equal day and night. Spring equinox. So we're almost there, we're getting there. Yesterday I learned that 19 what were they? Like priestesses? 19 priestesses that used to keep the light lit for 19 days and believed that Brigid herself, the goddess of the flame and sacred waters, would come and they'd spend a whole day keeping a flame lit in the honour of the returning light and sort of rebirthing of spring. And they believed that on the 20th day, neither of them do it. So like they'd all pass it like, you know, it's your day, your day, your day, your day, to make sure the fire doesn't go out, the flame doesn't go out. And on the last day, they believed that Brigid herself would keep it lit. Quite cool, the 20th day was Brigid's day. And so the first card out we have is the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving. We've got this beautiful, harmonious figure of 8, nice little bit of infinity, giving and receiving. And this is like our abundance, our real life stabilities and structures. And, you know, being in harmony and balance with the flow of giving and receiving. And we also have the Hermit. So this came up in one of my last recent readings. I think I pulled it on Friday, on the sort of build up to this. It's the Leo full moon today as well, so even more like fiery ignition energy. And this card came out in the last reading that I did. And it's very much about a sort of soul searching, finding your inner light, restoking your little flame, your little soul flame. And often sort of going off alone to go within and be at one with your own energy and rediscover your own personal flame, your own personal sovereignty, your own personal power and confidence, and sort of restoke your energy. So it's very interesting that we've got a lot of that energy on the go today. And with there being a Leo full moon as well, that's very much about, you know, harnessing our creativity. I did say in the last reading that I did about this moon being very much sort of isolated on its own, opposing all of this stuff on the other side of the chart over in Aquarius, all the other energies and planets and sun. And so there's the sun directly in opposition to this Leo moon, and either side of it are Mars and Venus. So quite the standoff. There's Pluto over there as well. Okay, and we have Libra card, Justice, about balance. So that's interesting that we have this energy of balanced reciprocity and also this energy of balance. And we've got this very as above, so below. And what I'm getting is, as well, is seeing the shadow. Like, this person's got like their reflection down below here, and then they're sort of coming into a balance. Groundhog Day as well. And I think it's like if the little groundhog comes out, I can't remember what his name is, he's got some, he's like a famous groundhog that appears on Groundhog Day. And they get him out. It's like if he sees his own shadow, then there'll be several more days of winter. I can't remember how many. But also, when we're thinking about Leo and this big, bright illumination, and this being a full moon, there is no light without shadow. And later in this year, we are going to have the nodal shift. At the moment, we have the South Node in Virgo and the North Node in Pisces. That North Node is going to shift between July and August into Aquarius, the North Node will, and the South Node, the shadow, will be in Leo. So that's quite interesting. We also have this sort of sword blade that she's holding. It looks almost like a blade. She's holding the balancing scales on. And it's like, what do we need to release from our shadow? And what do we need to recognize in our shadow? And where do we need to stoke more of our personal power and more of our personal flame? Because Imbolc's very much about manifesting and meditating on, and this Hermit card is a very meditational card. Meditating on what it is we want to birth more of, where we want to share our light, where we want to spread our light as it returns, and what we want to birth into this coming year. What is it we want to carry through with us, and light up and keep lit and keep burning through the year? What are the areas of our life we want to keep lit? We also have the Five of Swords. This one came up recently as well. I don't know if that was in the Friday reading, or it was one last week anyway, or earlier this week. Sorry, it's only Sunday. It's not quite the end of the week. It's the end of the week, but we're not quite tipped into the next one yet. But this is, see this person, this figure in the background with this big light and aurora spreading out of him in the ice-capped mountains. Yelling from the top of the mountain with this blood here, like a bleeding soul, this release. And obviously this is like the shadow, and we've got the crow pecking on his head like, wise up, turn round, look at your shadow and stop ignoring your soul. You need to come back into balance with yourself and what your true soul intention is. You need to go and meditate on this, reconnect with yourself, come back into balance with yourself and where it is you want to ascend, and what, like rediscovering the light in your soul. That's what the Hermit card is. And Maybe you've been ignoring it for too long. And this crow's here to tell you to turn around, go and hermit yourself and meditate to come back into balance and restoke that little light. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And what is it? What is your soul trying to tell you? What does it want you to recognize? What do you want to release? And what do you want to recognize? What's extinguishing your power? What's making you feel trapped? Where is your light being put out? And we have the 8 of Wands. Fire. Mercury in Sagittarius, that's what it is. So a strong message of fire, of inspiration coming in. Often full moons, illuminations like we have today are a realization, a revelation, and a eureka aha moment. And this card of the 8 of Wands is all of this kind of firing towards you. And yeah, this big inspirational realization. I'm gonna take some from the olding path, unfolding path, not the olding path. Ooh, off it goes. We have the Knight of Wands, more fire. We have just had Neptune move into Aries as well. So more fire energy, more energy of bringing the flame. Lots of incoming, fire charging in. Lots of inspiration, expression, creation. And here she's kind of running with her wand, which often is like a lit flame in other decks of this wand. And it's like almost like she's carrying the Olympic torch. And so she's meditated on her little flame. She's reignited her little flame. She's had a little talk with herself. She's had the realization, oh my God, this is what I need to do with my life. This is where I'm taking it. Charging forward, keeping her flamed torch lit and carrying it through. Yeah? She's going for it. She is bringing the flame. And we have the Hermit again. Double whammy. I believe this happened on the Friday reading as well, on the lead up to this Imbolc. So today, this Imbolc, very much about going within to rebalance your energy, have a little reconnection with yourself, have a little chat with yourself, and reignite your flame. You might want to do a candle meditation where you stare into the flame and meditate about, what it is you want to ignite, what it is you want to invite and carry through into the coming year. What is it you want to birth in the belly of spring so that you can, go charging forth with it through to the summer and to that summer solstice where we have our highest point of sun. And, when we have our meditation, maybe we'll have some real pow moments of realization about what it is we need to release how we need to come back to ourselves, and what it is we need to let go of and be done with. I'm going to have a bonfire later if it doesn't rain, and do my fire meditations that way. Although I have been carrying this candle around with me all day so far. And we have the Emperor stepping back into our power and owning it. And to go within and find us, we have to go within to find this strength and this personal power and take ownership of our flame, our energy, and where we want to put it, how we want to work with it. And I'm going to take one first. I'm going to take one. It might give me more, but my intention is Goddess Oracle, to welcome in that Brigid energy, Goddess of Imbolc and all that, wells and fire. One from the Lunar Tarot, because I like doing that when it's a full moon. I just love doing it. And then we'll have some Imbolc Seasons of the Witch cards. So let's do that. Let's do that. Goddess. Got two. Have joy and bliss. Lovely. That one's really lovely. She's like throwing all these hearts everywhere. We do also have Valentine's Day on the 14th of this month coming up. But embrace the blessing of life. And we've got this gorgeous sunrise occurring in the background. And all of these animals with their hearts spreading it. And you know, this is the coming of spring. Imbolc is a celebration of the coming of spring. And you know, it's a very fertile time. It's when all the animals start getting jiggy and like sowing the seed. It's when all of the plants start re-emerging. And so I see this very much as this end of winter, re-emergence of spring, and all the animals like rushing off to go get breeding and sowing the seed. And then we have bliss. Open your door to the divine. And we have this lovely rabbit leaping past the full moon, another hare down here, and all these sort of flowers coming in. Again, this very like welcoming in the divine, welcoming in the energy of Brigid, the fire, the returning sun, the coming of spring, where we can regrow, where we can set our intentions. To invite the divine is to, you know, say, this is what I want. These are the seeds I want to sow. You know, bless me, Brigid, bless me, whoever, bless myself, bless the season. It's coming and it will grow, and I can have this fertility, this growth, this abundance, and this receiving, giving and receiving energy. And I'm looking for the card. Where has it gone? We started with this one, giving and receiving energy. Yeah? This fertile time. It's coming, it's coming. And maybe go and light a little candle for your Brigid energy and do some setting, some intentions of what it is you want to birth into this coming year. What seeds you want to sow. can't get all my cards out. Okay, so many left behind. Okay, and for the full moon energies, that Leo full moon we have today, we have the Tower. What do we need to release? It's a full moon. It's also about release. And I was talking about, what is it we need to see in our shadow, and heal in ourselves and release, so that we can actually successfully move forward without dragging ourselves down. And we have got a lot of this Plutonic energy with Pluto and Aquarius and all these other planets and energies surrounding it. And that is a lot about bringing down old structures. Also, Neptune moving into Aries, soon Saturn as well, moving in there. That is about bringing down old structures within ourselves and the world at large. But what do we need to release under this full moon? So fire rituals are excellent for releasing and inviting. What is it we want to spread into the new year? What do we need to let go of and burn away? And what do we need to invite more of? What do we want to birth? So in order to birth, we must first release. And we have Temperance, serenity. Temperance is about balance. It's about higher thinking and patience, and being in tune and at one, and acceptance of our situations. It's giving me these cards of balance vibes. So we had this being in balance with your own energy. And we cannot master our own energy if we're not in balance. And the Temperance card is like a mastery of our own energy and our wisdom. And the Emperor is not always the best Emperor if he's not a balanced Emperor. What was the other card we had that was all about balance there? The Justice card. The Justice card. We need to be in this balanced, serene state of reciprocity, giving and receiving. And yeah, being serene. She's got her foot in the water, representing intuition, and also our hands open in reciprocity to the universe, to the planets, to the stars, opening up that heart chakra as she tunes into her intuition and her higher wisdom. Asking for that higher knowledge. And when we can release the old structures, we can make way for the new ways, for the knowledge and the acceptance of the new ways. Which need to be more balanced. And I'm going to take some Imbolc cards. I just need to start putting some away because I'm going to get them all mixed up. I've got so many piles of cards on the go. Stick that over there. Put those over there. Right. Imbolc cards. Got lovely little candles on the back, see. Invite the light. And we have peppermint. Take from me what keeps me held back. Interesting. This is about our shadow. This is about what we need to release. This is that Tower card. And this Justice card of like what I was saying about the reflection of like what seeing our shadow and what we need to release. Take from me what keeps me held back, clearing myself from all that does not belong in the vision of what is to come. And that's exactly what we've been talking about. Releasing and birthing. What do we need to release from our shadow so that we can effectively birth and ignite our little flame into a roaring bonfire and go charging with our flaming wand like the Olympic torch. How we're going to keep it lit, how we're going to make that fire bigger and carry through with us. We're going to do it by releasing what we don't need, what's only going to put our fire out, what's going to light it, what's going to keep it lit, where do we need to invest more of that flame. I'm going to do one more. And then be done with it. Incense. She's got many candles on the go there. Allow the smoke to reveal the truth, clearing the haze while lifting the fog. So again, cleansing out old energies and burning off the old and seeing, lifting the veil, seeing through the fog. Maybe our shadow has been blinding us and keeping us in this haze. And Neptune, having moved into Aries, is very much this energy of clearing the haze. It's quite dreamy, underwater in Pisces. Neptune is everything that is, glamour and lighting and special effects and the magic, the illusionary daydreaminess. And so in Pisces, which is a sign that also has a lot of that dreamy kind of Imaginarium lens to it, where it's been very unclear. We've not been able to see through the fog. These planets being in Pisces for so long, these outer planets, have caused a lot of like foggy deception, and the wound of Pisces is the victim, like surrendering to causes that aren't necessarily your own, and wanting to be the savior or waiting for a savior instead of owning it yourself, and not stepping into that power and claiming it. And so Neptune and soon Saturn moving into Aries, it's going to be very, very much clearing out that fog, this illusionary thing of, waiting for your fairy tale prince type behaviour, or wanting to be the fairy tale prince type behaviour, and realising that, while we need to be in balance with one another, the power over paradigm and the rescuing, it's not about that. It's about owning your own strength, your own passion, your own desire, and being in acceptance of that, accepting your own shadow, accepting your own hardships and failures, owning it, but also owning what what is yours, owning your own energy, owning your own courage, your own pride, your own creativity, your own, what you have created for yourself. Yeah. So have some fire ceremony today, even if it's just a bit of sage and a candle. And think about having a little meditation to light your little fire. And welcome in the joys of spring. And then go charging forward with it like your Olympic wand. Tally-ho. And that's the reading, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you to you new viewers. Thank you to you returning viewers. Thank you to you new subscribers. And also I did record an Imbolc and Leo full moon yoga class. So it's got a bit of a meditation on the end, a guided meditation. Got lots of footage of bonfires and spring sunrises and winter sunrises and whatnot on there. That's quite nice. Yeah. So maybe go and check that out as well. And have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Have a lovely Imbolc.